Hello, it is Sunday, May 28th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Sunday puzzle today, which means, as you can see through the gauzy privacy veil, a very large grid, a jumbo-sized grid, and we will have a theme. So, we'll see what's in store for us there with this themed puzzle. And this jumbo-themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Noah Bezanson, Madeline Lee, Tom Nemchek, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark, the indomitable Shoalmaster, and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 6 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. They are directly supporting this channel, keeping this series going. For that, I am very appreciative. So thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the channel. And thank you to you if you are one or just for watching this video. If you'd like to become a patron, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve, or there's a link in the description field as well. And there you can get all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And that includes yesterday's slightly late, day late edition, most recent edition of the mini puzzle speed solve. So the last week of mini puzzles was a tough one for me this week. The last one particularly difficult. Anyway, do go enjoy those if you're a patron. And thank you if you are, of course, benefactors. Also get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link to that friendly chat community in the description field. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not gotten around to that. That is, of course, free and helpful. All right, let's solve today's crossword. This is, as noted, a themed Sunday puzzle, and like all Sunday crosswords, it has a name. It is entitled U-Haul. This is constructed by Chandy Deitmer and Taylor Johnson, each of whom has constructed a small handful of puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving. I don't know what's going on with U-Haul. Sometimes I can sort of take a guess. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not, about what that means for the theme U-Haul. I mean, probably the letter U is involved, but I don't know in what capacity. All right, let's go. Is this a slightly wide grid? Is it wider than it is tall? It's always hard to be confident about that. I don't know. Anyway, conceal. Hide is the most obvious synonym of conceal, but let's check the crosses. Book that follows Zechariah. I don't know. Got too old. Aged out. If this weren't hide. Gave permission. One meaning of X. I don't know. There are too many meanings of conceal for me to want to. A mask, I guess it could be as well. You could conceal something from view, mask it for. Let's just see if that helps. I still am not sure about the book that follows Zechariah. Got too old. Well, that could be aged out. Gave permission, said yes. One meaning of X. I'm not sure. From the top. Again, okay, this is looking better. Enjoy a lazy boy recliner, question mark. Oh, and it has this highlighted as well. Head exec. That's interesting. Why are these two connected? And those are pointing to our revealer, presumably. Yes. Request for one-on-one time in the Bachelor TV franchise, or a phonetic hint to 4 pairs of answers in this puzzle. All right, I've never seen The Bachelor or other shows from that same franchise, which I assume includes things like The Bachelorette. So I don't know if this is a phrase from that show specifically or a description of them in some way. Anyway. Request for one-on-one time. We'll have to just see if we can think of what that might mean. Darn. Nuts, maybe? Sort of a light oath. And supplements could be, I don't know, it could be add-ons. That would make this not what I have there. No, I don't think that's right. I don't know. I'm not sure. Affectedly shy. Oh, if you're coy, you're sort of shy, but with a bit of an affect. You're sort of putting it on a bit. Not necessarily genuine shyness. Navy and others are blue. Oh, hues. Hues of the color blue. My luggage has gone missing. And then that is somehow connected to germs from daycare, e.g. My luggage has gone missing. It's something. Oh, Malaki. That's a biblical name. Book that follows Zechariah, but that's right. My luggage has gone missing. It's U-Haul. I have to remember U-Haul somehow is relevant to this as well. Deli assortment salamis? It's all, I don't know. Don't know. What about this? Enjoy a lazy boy recliner. Leisure something. Oh, yes. X could mean a kiss if you put X and O, kisses and hugs. All right, there we go. And then just X's or kisses. Darn. Oh, right. Okay. It is nuts because, well, 20 down is nuts because supplements, in this case, it's not a noun. It's a verb. You always have to consider what are the different parts of speech the clue could be, and therefore that the answer could be. All right. There we go. So she supplements the meal. She adds to the meal. Enjoy lazy boy recliners. It looks like leisure, doesn't it? Wrath could be ire, anger, and blank cola, Peruvian beverage partly owned by Coca-Cola. Oh, I've heard of this. Inca Cola, and it might be spelled. It's referring to the Inca people historically, obviously, but it could be spelled with a K in the way that some brand names use K's instead of C's for, I don't know, distinctiveness, I guess, or I'm not sure. I can't remember. Oh, no, it's not. I think it's a C. Award won by Don Draper on Mad Men. The Clio Award is advertising award. I always forget if it's I or E. So this is won by the fictional character, Don Draper, the ad man on Mad Men. Yoga mat at times could be a roll. You could roll up your yoga mat, maybe. And easy, no sweat, you could say, perhaps. Let's see if that works. Leisure sat. No, sit. Leisure sit, sorry. To enjoy a lazy boy recliner, leisure sit. So what does that mean? Maybe it continues here and ends up spelling something. And then we have U-Haul. I don't know. There's a U in there, but I don't necessarily see what's... I don't know. Not getting it yet. Gladys Knight and Nora Jones for 2. They're probably alto singers, so they're altos. That's their vocal range. And that was really bad. Woof, you could say. High register. A falsetto. So that's sort of another vocal range. I guess it's sort of a technique as much as it is a range, but that's going into your head voice and singing. All right. How I Met Your Mother narrator Bob. I have never seen How I Met Your Mother, although it's a sitcom, and Bob Saget is an actor who is in some sitcoms, so I bet that's the answer. Blank who, guess who, you could say. Tantalizingly detailed. Oh, all the lurid details, all the tantalizingly detailed details. I guess you wouldn't say it that way, but yes, that is the answer, I'm sure. Networking aid. Could be networking in a computer sense or networking in a kind of business sense, meeting people, social network kind of thing. A mixer or something like that, I'm not sure. Half-baked and platoon members for short. GIs could be GIs meaning soldiers, members of a platoon. That could be the answer. Brittany, who blocked more shots individually in 2012 than any entire NCAA women's team. Wow. A women's team, sorry. Brittany Griner, I've heard of, or maybe, is that right? I hope that's right. That name is in my head. I'm hoping this is correct. Networking aid, half-baked, evening in advertising. Well, evening in advertising is night, similar to what I was thinking maybe when I thought Inca was spelled with a K. Sometimes you just get these sort of commercial spellings of words. Northwestern follower. Oh, EDU. Northwestern is a university in the U.S., so northwestern.edu for the web address. And CrossFit bits. Well, CrossFit is an exercise regimen. Reps. You could do reps of a particular exercise. There we go. And then I minus, is this iodide? Is that what this is, I bet? negatively charged. Networking aid, half-baked. Oh, it's an idiot. Yes, that idea is idiotic. It's half-baked. There we go. I think that's correct. What a pump might squeeze. A toe. Pumps, as in women's shoes, pumps, might squeeze your toe. They might taper in a painful way. All right, networking aid. Oh, a router. Okay, it is in this case referring to computer equipment. Oh. And I was going to say, is this an anagram of that? It's sort of close. I mean, SUIT are both in this. But then there's not another U in leisure, and there's not a P. Oh, wait a second. Sorry. Leisure sit it's a sort of corruption of leisure suit, and the U has moved. It's moved. I bet it's moved over here. Sorry. Okay. So this would have been sit up something, and then this would have been leisure suit. Okay, there we go. That's what's going on. So the U has been hauled from this answer to this answer. I think that's right. Head exec, suit up. So sit up straight or sit up. Head exec. Not sure just yet, but I think that's how this is working. We'll have taken a phrase from sit up something, and we'll add this U into it to make suit up something, and that will be the answer. All right, burns a little. You could singe something, burn it a little. Preschoolers or tots, maybe, little children. Tap alternative. Not sure what this is referring to. Tap as in sort of tap someone on the shoulder, or tap like tap dance, or tap like a beer tap, or not sure. Home to the Cedar Point Amusement Park, a mecca for roller coaster enthusiasts, Ohio. I've heard of Cedar Point. I think it's come up in the crossword before. I've never been to Ohio, but I have heard of this. I knew someone from Ohio who was really into it. All right, board game popular in Japan. It's not the Go, is it? I don't think so. Certain trig ratios, sines, presumably, and sine, cosine, tangent, all of those trigonometric ratios. Tap alternative. Oh, maybe it is tapping someone on the shoulder. An alternative would be sort of getting someone's attention that way. That could be one who's barely acting, question mark. Shogo? That sort of sounds familiar in some way, but I couldn't tell you how it's played if it's in fact a board game. Yard sale condition used, or as is how things are sold in a yard sale. So, caveat emptor, buyer beware. Shogi, maybe? Board game popular in Japan. I want that to be an O for some reason. Maybe that's wrong. Suit up, head exec. I don't know. I'm not quite seeing it. Oh, that's so annoying. Intended. One who's barely acting. Oh, who's right, I should have paid more attention to the question mark. One who's, if you rephrase this as one who's acting barely, it's a bit closer. So one who's bare, who's not wearing clothing, a porn star. There we go. All right, so does that help me with this? Head exec. Suit up front? Sit up, sure, you could sit up front in an auditorium or a classroom or something. And then a suit up front would be, I guess, a head executive. All right, fair enough. There we go. So we've moved our U from leisure suit to sit up front, and we've created leisure sit and suit up front. There we go. All right. So intended is, your fiance could be your intended. One's intended, you're intended to be wed. All right. And then 6 foot runner, an ant, right? They're not 6 feet in length. They possess 6 feet. And the question mark gives us the clue that something punny is going on there. Captain Hook's number 2. All right, this is from Peter Pan and Smee, the Captain Hook's crew member, aid me. Woo-woo films are rom-coms, maybe? So not woo-woo in the sense, so again, we have a question mark indicating punnery. Not woo-woo in the sense of sort of supernatural or new age, but rather in the sense that the characters are, being wooed in a romantic sense. All right, a scratching post scratcher. A cat, for instance, could scratch a scratching post with its claw. And who else, you might ask? My luggage has gone missing. Okay, so this will have... This one won't have a U, presumably, because, it may have a U, but it will be missing a U that will show up over here. It might have a completely independent U, like this one up here. Anyway, it's a lost case. It's a lost cause becomes it's a lost case. Right, and then here we have germs from daycare, e.g. Ooh, not sure. Mother rabbit is a doe. I think quite a few animals. The females are does, we think of them as deer, but not just deer. Throws in a way. You could throw things that aren't just hurling things. For instance, you could throw a party or throw a tantrum, or you could throw yourself and lose an answer. I'm not sure. Prince William to Charles and Diana. Son. Prince William to Charles and Diana. Oh, elder son, I see. All right, there we go. And author Mario Vargas Llosa is a famous author, so there we go. And germs from daycare, does that help? Cold cause. There, yes, okay, good. We've taken the phrase cold case and we've turned it into cold cause. The cause of a child's cold was the germs from their daycare. There we go, very good. So it's a lost cause turns into it's a lost case, and cold case turns into cold cause. Oh, that's interesting that we had case and cause. Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't realize that we'd actually... Sorry, I apologize if you realized this and you were wondering why I wasn't pointing it out. It's because I just didn't really pick up on it. It's not just that the U has moved, it's that it's moved to transform the exact same two words, just in the opposite direction. So here we have suit becomes sit, and here we have sit becomes suit. Oh, right, that's even more clever. All right, and I didn't pick up on that somehow. Metallic fabric could be lame. It's a sort of shimmery fabric. And prized metamorphic rock. I'm not sure. They're found beneath sinkholes, chasms, or develop further without. You could tease something out or stretch it out, or not sure. Jousts with, tilts at. So knights, when they joust at one another, they tilt. It's tilting with their lances in a jousting match. And to refrain from sports is... No, right, it's not to refrain from... the question mark indicates we're looking at this in a punny sort of way. And it's not that we're going to refrain from sports. It is a refrain from sports. So it's the crowd chanting ole, 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 probably with a goal in football. And throws in a way... it is throws as in the question. So I was totally thrown. I couldn't get the answer. I was addled. So you throw someone, you addle them. Like a jiggly tooth is loose. Straightforward enough. More than cracked. Half something. Develop further without... Oh, you could flesh something out. Yes. Take a bare idea and flesh it out. There we go. This looks like W.C. Fields, comedian who said... I once spent a year in Philadelphia. I think it was on a Sunday. W.C. Fields, famous early 20th century American, early mid-century, I guess, American sort of wit, I suppose, and film actor. Vegetable with striped and golden varieties. Well, it's not a pear. What is it? Oh, no, the pear is a fruit anyway. Vegetable with striped and golden varieties. I don't know. For some reason, I can't see it. Letter-shaped beam, a T-bar. So, oh, a beet. Oh, right, sure. You could have a striped beet or a golden beet. Yeah, okay, there we go. Urban scavenger, an alley cat, maybe? Scavenging in an urban environment. And committee head is a hard C. So it's just, again, the question mark clues us into the punniness here. And it's just the head, the beginning of the word committee, which is a hard C because it's pronounced committee rather than submittee. Packed away could be laded or laden. I don't think so. Timely thing to arrive on the dot. If you arrive on the dot, you're timely. And, oh, right, this was the request for one-on-one timer. This is our revealer, or a phonetic hint to 4 pairs of answers in this puzzle. I'm just not sure. Group regulating pesticides. Is it the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, or is it something else? I'm not sure. Drive home. Singer Knowles. Oh, Solange, Beyonce's sister, I think. Pretty sure that's right. And head doc, oh, could be ENT, an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So a doctor for the head as opposed to the doctor who's in charge. And a simple sandwich could be a BLT, maybe a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. It's a great sandwich if you've got really good tomatoes. Really have to have really good tomatoes. Drive home. USB slot. Right, okay. So again, question mark, quite a lot of punning in this Sunday puzzle. So it's the home for a drive. It's the home for a flash drive, for instance, a USB slot in your computer. All right, so group regulating pesticides is not the no, it could be port, could be a USB port, actually. Oh, and this would be the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. That makes more sense. That's correct. Subspecies adapted to a specific environment. Oh, I think I know this word, and I just can't bring it to mind. That's annoying. Dog breed associated with the British royal family. The late Queen famously had many corgis over her life, and if you pulled something off, you did it. There we go. Like some hats and sheets, they're pleated? No. Oh, second. So request for one-on-one time. Can we have a second or something? What is this? Oh, I just don't know. More than cracked. Equipped as a factory for production. Tooled up, maybe? I mean, it's plausible, but I would want some crosses to confirm it. Minor discoveries. And notice that minor is not spelled M-I-N-O-R, meaning small or insignificant, but rather M-I-N-E-R, someone who mines. So, or you could discover a seam of ore in a mine. That would be a discovery. Okay, only, sole, the sole person here, the only person here. And newspaper debut of 9/15/82. So in this case, it would be September 15th, 1982, U.S. I have no idea. Oh, USA Today? Did USA Today start in 1980? I would never have known that was the case, but just trying to think of a newspaper name that would fit, and that one does. Carried. Oh, you toted something around. You carried it around. And Mexican garments as they're spelled in Mexico. Sarapes? That could be. More than cracked. Oh, half open, as in a door. It's not just a jar. It's not just half cracked. It's half open. It's not just cracked open, I mean. It's half open. Okay, can I steal you? Oh, can I steal you for a second? It's something like that, right? Oh, so this isn't... Oh, I spelled salamis incorrectly. Sorry, I spelled salamzi. That was strange. Anyway. All right, just needed some water. There we go. Anyway, can I steal you for a second? Very good. So we're going to steal the U from... Well, not that one, but this U has been stolen for a second answer, I guess, or a second sort of instance of that word, the kind of our suit couplet, and then similarly here with case and cause. I think that's how that's going. Can I steal you for a second? Very good. All right, so that's our revealer. 2 theme answers remain. We've not yet seen their clues. Prized metamorphic rock, not sure about that. They're found beneath sinkholes. Donor group for short. Likewise, as am I. That works. Oh, prized metamorphic rock. Is it lapis lazuli, the blue, is especially prized in classical, sort of ancient and classical times. All right, so they're found beneath sinkholes. What is that? Oh, it's not sinkholes as in sort of outside in the environment, so dangerous sinkhole. It's the hole of a sink in a kitchen. So it's is it U traps? Donor group for short. Oh no. What is this? I think it's either U traps or P traps because they're sort of, they have that U shape, but then there is another pipe coming off. So it could be it is P traps because donor group could be a PAC, which this is a U.S. political clue referring to political action committees, I think, and they're founded to support political causes or candidates. All right, so title for multiple Marias and Annas in history. Tsarina. So even though my first thought was, that wasn't going to fit because we need more than one of them, but of course it's just the single title, even though we're referring to multiple Marias and Annas, it's just the single title, Tsarina. So I momentarily had that in my head, so I thought maybe you would too, so I'd mention it. Website feed initials could be RSS for, I think it's just really simple syndication, and it's the way that most podcasts are distributed. And it used to be the case that news websites and blogs and things used this more commonly as well, but it's sort of faded away. All right, pillage, you could ransack a town, pillage it, and nowhere to be found for short. MIA, missing in action. It may be dropped for emphasis. Dropped. So this could mean dropped as in alighted, got rid of it, but it could also mean dropped as in you dropped it into the conversation, in which, in other words, you did actually say it. So it could be either of two completely opposite concepts, really. Comprises, includes, there we go. Oh, the mic, you drop the mic. Right, it was even yet another sense to what I meant. You sort of metaphorically drop the mic on the stage, and you've emphasized your final statement, I suppose, before you walk off. And things to avoid when baking desserts. Cake, something. And then the other is sadness at the last Boston cream being taken, e.g. What is Boston cream exactly? Is it it must be a donut. Yes, because we're starting here with donut. Don't. Oh, it'll be the word don't. So is this cake don'ts? Yes, okay. So is cake donuts? Is that a phrase? It must be. There must be a particular confection called the cake donut, baked good. And then here we have donut sadness. Let's see. So don't cry or something. Don't be sad. I'm not sure. And it's interesting. There's an S at the end of here. So do we need an S here as well? Donuts. Don'ts. I don't know. It seems strange. Maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll come back to it. This looks like eaten. Yes, packed away. I've eaten something. I've packed it away, I guess you could say. And the lions on scoreboards are, I don't know. This will be the beginning of a city name, I assume, or an abbreviation. Fratty type, colloquially, a dude bro? Oh, Detroit Lions. That does sound familiar. Okay. Yes, I think a dude bro is probably a fratty type, referring to kind of U.S. university fraternity culture. And annual gala host with the Met, the Metropolitan. I actually don't remember who is it who hosts the gala. Is it the Metropolitan Opera or the Metropolitan Museum? It must be the museum. That makes more sense. There's so many things called the Met. It's just one of those things. There's many things called that. All right, show it here. Let me see. and it's 1 foot long, an iamb. So this is referring to a poetic foot. So iamb, most famous for being used by Shakespeare in iambic pentameter, meaning five. There are 5 iambs per line in most of Shakespeare, and each iamb is a single poetic foot consisting of 2 syllables, one unstressed and one stressed. Reply to you dig, I'm hip, maybe? That sort of matches you dig. You dig, I'm hip. Sort of from a similar era. I think that might be the answer. Let's look at the crosses. Tilt-a-whirl, e.g. That could be a ride at a carnival or something like that. And foil alternative could be an épée. So not foil as in sort of kitchen foil or something like that, but rather foil as in a fencing sword, so an épée. And infinitive of the French suis and somme. So those mean suis is am as in I am, and somme is are as in we are. So the infinitive is être, which is the verb to be. These are conjugations of the verb to be, être. And remains in a hearth could be embers. You could have the sort of dying, glowing embers in your hearth after the fire has abated. And to stick by is to abide. Oh, so right, here's our final theme clue. My garden water that's seen better days. This old hose. There we go. So it's this old house, but we've hauled the U away and created this old hose. And then here we have shopping destination for your underwear needs. I wonder if underwear could actually also have been hose maybe in the original version of this, and we're going to turn it into house, although we would still need to actually refer to underwear, so maybe not. House of something? Something house, something... Oh, pantyhouse. There we go, right. Pantyhose. So I was sort of on the right track with hose, I guess. The pantyhose, the phrase, the actual underwear itself, becomes pantyhouse. House where you buy the panties. And there we go. All right. So I think that was it for the... Yes, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. We've not yet finished this donut thing, this Boston cream tragedy. All right. We'll come back to it. Event with barrel racing. A rodeo, I guess. And the cards on scoreboard, St. Louis, I think. Went down an Olympic track. You luged. That's one of the Olympic, Winter Olympic events. Luged in those little sled things. Secretly from the Latin sub rosa? Not certain that I'm remembering that correctly. Let's see. I think it's probably sub, though. Swell. Yes, if something swells, it bloats. So there we go. And comedian and TV host Nikki... not sure. Former Israeli PM Barak Ehud. Is it? No, Ehud Barak? Am I remembering this correctly? I think this is correct. Big time could be an era, or it could be an eon, but era looks more correct. That looks like this, my sub guess is probably at least partially correct. And then comedian or TV host Nikki, this is not familiar to me at all. Okay, let's look at this. The burdens we carry. Onuses. The onus is on us, the burden is on us, and so plural onuses. That looks correct. Kitsch is what? It's sort of, sort of tackiness to some degree, but it's kind of slightly less pejorative, I would say, than tackiness. Kitsch. How would you define it exactly? I don't know. Anyway, slovenly sort is a bit of a slob, maybe. Bad something? Kitsch. Bad taste or bad... Focus of the Human Genome Project. That's DNA. That's certainly correct. Kitsch. Oh, bad art, maybe. Okay, that's more pejorative than I think of when you say kitsch, but fair enough. And then, okay, so sub rosa was correct, secretly from the Latin. And then Nikki Glazer, all right. And suffix with darned. Try your darndest to solve this crossword. We will. We're almost there. Farm connector could be a yoke connecting two oxen, for instance. And big name in baseball cards, Topps, I remember, is a baseball card manufacturer. And relative of wild cabbage kale, I suppose. And if you hit the paper plane icon, you send an email. And a bar bend is a plie. That's I know that more from as a ballet term, but I guess they do it in bar as well, which is that sort of exercise. I don't know, routine category. Titular character portrayed by Jason Sudeikis. This is Ted from the Ted Lasso show. The Ted Lasso show sounds like the name of a show, but it isn't. Given shelter is taken in. You've given someone shelter, you've taken them in, of course. There we go. To bother or a bother is a pain. There we go. So bother could be a verb or a noun. In this case, it's a noun. A bother, a pain. Of course, pain could also be, no, I guess pain could just be a noun. I guess it's a verb as well. That's paining me, I guess. I don't know. It pains me. Yeah, it pains me. That's a verb. Had down, you knew something. You had it down. And cartoonish baby cries are was. And close rival in a sense. A frenemy, maybe? So a rival to whom you are personally close. Your sort of friend, enemy, portmanteau, your frenemy. Like some hats and sheets. Why do I not see what this is? Folded? It doesn't make any sense. Unless USB port is something else, I don't think so. All right. I need to finish this off. Vapes, e-cigs, e-cigarettes, vapes. There we go. Oh, fitted hats. A hat could be fitted. It could be measured and fitted, and you could have fitted sheet, the sort of elastic one that goes around your mattress. All right, there we go. Eco, subspecies adapted to a specific environment. Oh, ecotage, I think this is. Let's see if that works. Bodily, oh, maybe not. Bodily, no, maybe that's something else. What is this? Bodily function. An urge? I couldn't quite see what this is. Question mark, some kind of pun. Sea eagle, a turn. Eco, maybe not. Salad green, also known as rocket. Rocket is how it's known here in the UK. Whereas arugula in the US or North America, I would think. American currency is the US dollar. And sea eagle is, an ern. There we go. Okay. Easy to confuse that with a turn, I suppose. Brooks no debate. If one brooks no debate, one insists. Right, okay. No debate, I insist. Ripe strawberry feature is redness, I guess, in a general sense. Area for note, oh, right, I didn't look at this clue. Area for note-taking on a sheet of paper could be its margin. And stashes away, you could salt something away, stash it away. And to wander is to roam. And then here, to assemble in one large body is to mass together. Oh, right, here's our theme clue. Right, so what is this? The sadness at the last Boston cream being taken is donut despair. Don't despair, donut despair. There we go. All right. So in this case, the S didn't come along with us. I guess don't is what's considered the actual sort of migrating word here as opposed to don'ts. Mr. Wednesday's True Identity and Neil Gaiman's American Gods. I actually have read American Gods many, many years ago. I don't remember it very well, but you wouldn't need to have read it to get this clue because Wednesday is named for Odin, which must be the answer. Bodily function. Oh, an orgy. Okay, a function, meaning a sort of party or event of bodies. So there we go. All right, an ecotype is the subspecies adapted to a specific environment. All right, there we go. Didn't get that one without the crosses. And that's it. It is a Sunday puzzle, so it was a nice long solve. And there we have it. Look at this answer. Can I steal you for a second, just spanning this enormous grid? I'm going to see if this puzzle is wider than it is long. Just give me a second. So it's 22 wide, and how many tall is it? Yeah, it's 21 tall, I think. I think it's 21 by 22, so I think it is slightly unless I miscounted, I think it is slightly wider than it is long. I wonder if that slight elongation was necessary to get "Can I Steal You for a Second" in there. I mean, it worked. I mean, it's worked out remarkably well considering. Oh, and also, no, never mind. Anyway, yeah, it's really impressive. And then each of these pairs fits exactly in the width of the puzzle -1 to allow for the single black cell that separates them. I mean, it's very tightly constructed and just this enormous grid. It's very well done. And then, of course, evenly spaced vertically or symmetrically spaced vertically, I should say. And evenly, I guess. Anyway, it was a very impressive puzzle. So let's just quickly go over our theme. Can I Steal You for a Second took our U's from turned leisure suit into leisure sit, and sit up front into suit up front. It's a lost cause became It's a Lost Case, which then turned cold case into cold cause. And Cake Donuts became Cake Don'ts, transferring its U to Don't Despair, which became Donut Despair. And finally, This Old House transferred, got rid of its U to become This Old Hose. The U made its way to Pantyhose, which became Panty House. So very clever, very consistent, very well done by Chandy Deitmer and Taylor Johnson. Well done to them. And that's that for today's puzzle. I didn't see any corrections from yesterday's grid, so I will leave you and we'll return tomorrow for the Monday crossword, a much smaller, much more approachable puzzle, we should think, to kick off the solving week. So join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.